That's just the system letting you know you're being recorded, but we're going to go over the web and IDX tab in KV Core today. So when we did our main training with KV Core and took on the platform, the biggest need was to just basically go through every little thing and kind of show you guys what it does and how to change the settings the way you want rather than just running through everything really fast. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to show you everything that you can do in the web and IDX tab and what your website might look like when you get done making those modifications. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to jump into KV Core. So here is the KV Core dashboard. I always like to point out to you guys, your help module or your little chat thing is right here. So if you guys ever need help, you'll just click on this blue chat icon here and you will scroll down. You can search for help. So basically this is like helping yourself. If you need help with a website or something like that, search with a keyword and it will bring up, what's the most relevant to that keyword. You can also start a chat. This chat time will change. So typically it's around 20 minutes. You don't have to wait a few hours. And then if you do send them a message and ask them to schedule a call with you, that's also an option. So there's no support number, but you can ask them to reach out to you for that. So what we're going to do is go over to our dashboard to the left, and we're going to move all the way down until we see the web and IDX tab. Let me make this go away. And we're going to click on this. It's the web and IDX tab. So this is your main dashboard page. The first thing we're going to do is scroll down to the bottom and kind of see what all is available to you guys here. So if you have a WordPress or you're familiar with WordPress, you can use your plugin there. This is going to show you your template and give you a snapshot of the testimonials, service areas, pages, things like that, and just your basic information. If you scroll down, you have add-on options. So these are going to be more advanced features. More than likely, you'll be familiar with these, and then you can come in here and plug them in like Intrix and Local Logic and things like that. So this is more so of a snapshot. Personally, if I were going to come in here and mess with these things, this isn't where I would do that. What I would do is come up here to your tabs. So Website Manager, this is just a snapshot. If you come over to Site Content, this is actually going to be where you want to be to add testimonials, add your service areas, and custom pages. So we're on testimonials, and you can see here I've imported 5. It'll show their name, what they've said about you, and then you can track the source. So these are all manually inputted. That's why it says KV Core here. And to add testimonials, you have 2 options. The first is the manual add, and that's how I've done these. You'll just click the green Add Testimonial button. You'll put in their name and what they've said and click Add. Pretty easy. If you have a Zillow page and you're running those reviews through Zillow, you can also connect Zillow reviews and it will import everything and sync as well. So as you're obtaining those reviews, they'll show up on your website on KV Core.
Claire, can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, of course.
So like if I want all of the reviews for the team to show up on all of my agents, would I go under me or would I do it differently for it to show up on all the agents?
You're the team admin. I would think that you'd need to do it under you. However, Teams is like its own little thing. So you guys should have a Teams website, and then you should have an agent website. So when you go into your account, Jessica, up here at the top, you can change your scope. So I'm on my agent website, and Jessica Duncan team should have their own website. Jessica Duncan team. So you'll want to port into that scope. Does that make sense?
Yeah, got it. And we already have a review. I didn't even know it was there. That's awesome.
That is great. Okay, so yeah, make sure you're on the right scope. If you're listening in and you don't have a team website or anything like that, you don't have to worry about the scope. You'll just have your one website to work with. So that's testimonials, pretty easy. This blue tag toggle here will allow you to turn these on and off so you can import them in and then just choose the 5 best ones, or you can have all 20 on there. That's up to you. Service areas and SEO is next. And when you come in here for the first time, this might be empty, and that's normal. It's really easy to fix, and you have 2 options. The first is to add them manually. And so you can start by typing in an area, or really kind of the easiest way to do it, if you'll click this green button, it's add all cities. And then that's literally going to add every area from our MLS. And let me see if I can get this to show up. Once I click that button. Sorry guys, service areas. All right, so yeah, once you click this green button, it's going to import every area that's available to you. So that's quite a few, that's 50. And you can rename them, or you can take them off. And this doesn't really have a lot of effect on your website. It's more of like an SEO factor. So it links you to these areas. People can come on your website and see them if they scroll down to this section. But this is here for you if you want to do that. And then custom pages is the last option over here. And this is, I'll show you guys what this looks like. Custom pages can look like this. And they're basically just tabs at the top of your website. You're given a few basic ones: search, sell, your agent, and resources. And then you guys have the option to add 2. So what I've done here is done Pensacola resources and Santa Rosa resources. And so custom pages can be just a link out, like it doesn't have to have this drop down menu. You can just have a link out to maybe a lender or something like that, or you can do these drop down menus. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this. The thing to remember here is that you are allowed 2. So if you want to have a lot of resources, you'll have to figure out how to consolidate them into either 1 or 2 categories, or pick 2, that type of thing. So just keep that in mind. But this, I wanted to show you guys sort of an illustration of what you could do here. I have resources for Pensacola and Santa Rosa. So the way that works, we're actually going to add one here. I want to show you guys how to do that and what this looks like. So here's all the pages. You'll have the page title. So Escambia, 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 and then you'll have the category. So these are all grouped into Pensacola and Santa Rosa. So the way to add a new page, you're going to click new page here. The title is going to be, what is it? So we're going to do Escambia County property appraiser. Category, these will auto populate if you have them created already, which I do. But if you were starting from scratch, you'd come here and type it out and then press enter, and it would create that new category. We're going to add this one to Pensacola resources. Page contents, this is going to allow you to create a page. So if you, it's sort of like blogish. So if you want to actually write your own content, you can do that here. Or your second option is a URL, which we're going to do. And that will link them to that page. Meta tags and meta keywords. This is for someone who wants to just hover over it. So if you've ever wondered what a link is and you hover over it and it gives you that short description, that's what a meta tag is. And you can do that here. Add to child sites. You guys probably shouldn't see this. This is just because I'm an admin. So we're going to click save. And there it is.
Claire,
right
I got another question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think you said that we can only have 2, but you have like 6 in there.
So I have 2 major categories up here. And then so what I could either have like just a link out. So if this were like property appraiser or whatever, or you can do a drop down menu, but you can only have 2 here. Does that make sense?
Got it.
And I'll show you guys where to do that. You won't do that on this page. Let's see if I can refresh this. But yeah, 2 categories, whether that be this drop down menu or just a link or a page. So there's that new category there. Pretty cool. Oops, not what I wanted. All right, so that's how you add those pages. That's step 1, is deciding what your categories are, what your 2 main pieces of content are going to be, and then adding them all in here and putting them in the right category. We're going to run through these and then I'll show you how to do custom navigation. So the blog, this is pretty cut and dry. It's just if you want to create little blog posts about things going on or different real estate trends, that type of thing. Embeds is here. So the QR code is probably going to be the most popular. This is going to be if you want to put your website on your business cards or brochures or any campaign or marketing that you're doing. You can actually, this is an image. So you see here, I can save this, move it to my desktop, and then I can use this in marketing. And then you can also come in here and get a listing QR code. So if you have a really nice listing come up or something like that, it will actually generate a QR code for an individual listing website. So that's probably going to get the most use. The rest of these are widgets. So if you have a secondary website or something like that, this is just going to plug in these little widgets like on your sidebars and things like that. So this might be a little bit more advanced if you have multiple websites, things like that. You can just pop these into the coding and it will add it there for you. So there's one for the property, one for the website, and then a seller evaluation. So these are for other websites, not necessarily yours.
So Blair, should my listing show up under the listing QR code?
Just enter the MLS number you wish to generate a code. Well, hopefully, yes. Hopefully it is working. Are you trying to do one and it's not?
Yeah.
Is it under
I
content?
have it. No, and I have a when I click on it, there's a bunch of listings under there, but they're all like Destin, Miramar Beach, Navarre, Crestview. They're not mine.
What's the MLS number?
For the ones that are showing up, or the one I wanted to add?
The one you want to add.
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head. I tried to search by address.
Oh, okay. When we're done here, when you have some time, try and do the actual MLS number here. That it might just be finicky that way. Some of the things in the greenhouse are the same way. You have to use the MLS number.
Okay.
So embeds, this is going to be things that are other websites. Widgets are going to be things you want to add to your website. And I'm going to show you what these look like. So you have a couple of different options. What I have on my website is an open house widget and a home worth widget. So your options are over here to the left. So if you're on a team, there's a meet the team widget. And any of these that you want to use, all you have to do is click add, and it will add it over here to your widgets that you're using currently. So I'll kind of give you an illustration. So here's my website. We're going to scroll down, and these are what those widgets look like. Looking for open houses and what's my home worth. So that gives you an example. These automatically don't start out on your page. So if you're looking to make it more robust or add some more features in there, you can do that by clicking add. So we'll click add, and you see it pops up here. So really easy. If ever you want to clear all of this out, you can just click this big red button and it all goes away. All right. So that's our home page. These are just quick little things that you can plug in, not too complicated, but allows you to customize it a little bit and really get some content in there when people jump on. We're going to go into the site editor first, because this is also pretty easy to grasp. So the website editor is going to allow you to customize the wording on here a little bit. It will not change much up here at the top. But if you scroll down, you'll see this little editor pane. And you can actually come in here and change the wording. So this here, when I added this widget, all it said was open houses. And I didn't like the way, this was really plain, and over here, this was a question. So to make it symmetrical, I added the wording in here. So you can do that. You can add links and things like that. You can change where this link goes. You can change these photos, all that kind of stuff. So if you scroll down and you can see a like a little editor thing, you can change it. So pretty cool. If you can't change it, if you find that was that a question?
Yeah, how did you get there again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. So what I did was scrolled up to the top and I'm over to the right. So we covered all this down here. Now the more detailed changes that you can make are in these two right here. So the site editor, this is what we clicked on, and it's allowing me to come in here and type on some things and change it, but only anything that's underneath this thing here. If there's something you want to change and you can't type on this page, it's going to be here in your website settings. So we're going to go into our website settings, and there's quite a number of options. There's like tons of options in here, and some of them I'm not familiar with, so I'll show you guys the majority of this. But when in doubt, don't press the button if you don't know what it does. If you want to come in here and watch training videos, they have these little modules throughout the page every now and then. The template, this is basically what your website looks like. Everyone starts out on Hero. You can change this if you want by clicking and changing to Foundation. So they only give you a couple of options here. Homepage widgets, this is where this is basically going to change the way these appear. Are they symmetrical? What they look like. So you can come through and mess with that. I'm just going to get out of that. By clicking down, there's a couple different options there. And you can also view the examples. Template theme, this is basically just the color. So we're Better Homes and Gardens. We are going to use the Better Homes and Gardens green. If you feel like it's a good idea to change that, you can do that here. Next is the background image. So you see I've added a festive photo of a lit up house. You guys can do the different options that they've provided here. So they know that we're like a beach community or waterfront community. So they've added that. There's a lot of different options in here. All you have to do is find one that you like, and then you can check the box next to the photo and just make sure you're saving your changes as you go, or you can upload your own image. You also can do a video, and I'll show you guys how to do that. It's not quite in this section. It's down a little bit further. Secondary logo goes here. I haven't had a chance to play with this because I don't have a secondary logo, but this might be something that's great for a team to mess with. You can hide the resources page. That's up at the top, resources. Switching that button. The millions mapped in WCAG, I'm not super familiar with those, so we are not going to try those out. Print flyer button, this is on individual listing pages and things like that. Mandate phone, if anyone does come onto your page and it asks them to register as a lead, the phone number is optional. So if you want a phone number to be required every time for someone to hop on, you'll just switch this little button. Lead registration, this is the setting. So right now, if someone comes onto your website from Facebook or Google or something like that, they can view 3 properties before it asks them to register. And you can actually change that here. It's set to 3, but that is under your control. Website title, this starts out with something different. I've changed it to Blair Beck Real Estate, and you can actually see that up here. So this is what shows up on the tab at the top. And you can change that. I thought that was pretty cool. Homepage meta description. So that's that description on Google. If someone hovers over the link, it's going to tell them what they're about to look at. So be really concise with that and very clear. Custom header. We can see here it says do not delete. I recommend not messing with that, or else you're going to have to get in touch with support to fix it. You can add some body text and some footer text at the bottom of your website. Not quite sure what conversion code is. I'm not a coder. Sorry, guys. And then here, Facebook username for chat. So right here, you'll see this chat with me button. And so this is actually going to allow someone to send me a Facebook message to my business profile. All you guys need is your Facebook ID or your username. And let's see if I can show you where that is real quick. So your username is going to be right here. And if you guys don't have this set up, please make sure that you do. This is what makes you searchable on Facebook. So you'll just pop that in here and click save, and that will connect you. So someone can message you right off your website. You can put in additional addresses. Your cell phone number should be down here, contact email, all kinds of stuff. Your testimonial settings, if you want those to display. And they popped in another training video. So we come down here to template.
Blair,
Yeah.
sorry. The contact phone number, that's the CCPA.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure what CCPA stands for, but I'm guessing it's like your information down at the bottom. So you can see my cell phone number here and here. So if you have an assistant number or something they want to that you want them to contact rather than you, that would go here. Here's where you're going to add that YouTube video. So it asks for a YouTube ID. The entire URL does not go there. It's actually just the end of the video URL. It's kind of like this Facebook ID, and I'll show you how that works. Did I create a video? Okay. Pause this. All right, so this is just another video that I made. So up here at the top, every URL basically is like a unique locator to that page. So what you guys want is going to be this code right here. Whatever's at the end of that URL, you'll just copy that, paste it in here, and then click save. You can hide that chat widget if you don't want them sending you a Facebook message. You can do that. And there's lots of different things here. You can change colors of text, all kinds of stuff. Custom navigation is next. So what we're actually doing right now is scrolling through the options. If you want to jump down to custom navigation, you can do that here. So what we've done is we've gone through general, testimonials, and template. And now we're moving on to custom navigation. So you can do that here as well. What this is going to allow you to do is change those labels at the top. So we have search, sell, your agent, and resources. You can rename these. You can name them, whatever you want. Clarity is going to be the best here, but if you want to get creative, you can do that. Here is where I have set up my custom navigation for my links. So I have Pensacola resources and Santa Rosa resources. Custom pages, this is not right. This shouldn't be here. Instead of drop down menus like I have, if you just want one page, so if it talks about, your team or whatever you want, that's going to be a page. What I've done is categories, and that's going to give me those drop down menus. So step 1 is going to be adding your pages and categories. And step 2 is going to be coming here to custom navigation and then adding them. So they do have to exist first for you to add them to your navigation. And all I've done here is you just start typing it in or clicking it and then clicking save. So it's pretty easy. You can hide a couple of different tabs if that's what you want to do. And then we're moving on to the next module, and that's listing carousels. So you guys can change these. I have changed mine. I believe you could do just listed, open houses, listings in certain areas. It's not just Pensacola or Milton, but that's what I've chosen, and just reduced. So those are my 3. Not sure why it's showing Alice Beach here, but what you'll do if you want to change these, it says homepage listing carousel 1, homepage listing carousel 2, and carousel 3. So you'll just click this drop down menu. You can turn them off if you want. You can set them to just your listings, just listed, just reduced, open houses, and sold, or area. So what I've done is selected area, and then you can actually come in here and choose from the different areas in our MLS. So you are sort of hampered by the options here. So just come through here and see which ones work best for you. So for me, it was Pensacola and Milton. Wanted to do Santa Rosa, but that was not an option. So just choose wisely. And then just make sure you're clicking save as you go along. Next here is analytics. So if you have a Google Analytics ID, you can plug that in here and you can track traffic coming in from Google. Agents, you shouldn't have this unless you're a team. You shouldn't have to worry about that. Listings is down here. So this is what's chosen automatically. It's going to show commercial, land, farm, multifamily. If you don't want to show any of these options, just make sure that check mark is not there and click save. Only show your counties. So if you don't want someone looking in Alabama or Orange County or something like that, you can turn it off here. Manual listing. So this is something unique to KV Core. We've reviewed this in our listings tab. This is just listings that are added manually either by you or someone else. You can turn that off here. They're not actually listed in the MLS. So lots of different customizing here that you can do for your actual content on the website, listings and things like that. So just come in here and change what you want, play around, and you can save and view as you go. Let's see. That's pretty much it. Do we have any questions? I've gone ahead and customized mine. So we've looked at the Pensacola, we've looked at our custom navigation. This is what it'll look like with a different photo. You can, by the way, come in here and change the wording on here if this is something that you want to change, or maybe you have a tagline for your team or for yourself. You can do that. Change your photo, change your bio. By the way, bio and photo, these are changed in your profile. So this is something you need to do. You'll click on your name, come to my profile, and then you can make these changes here. Upload your photo in this corner. Make sure all your information is correct, by the way, if this isn't something that you've done. And then your about me is down here at the bottom. We, of course, have our company story. This cannot be changed. You have your widgets, your testimonials, and then your listings. Very bottom of here, these are those SEO areas. So this is what it looks like. If this is not something that you get to, it's not going to be the end of the world. But as you can see, the more you build this out, add your widgets and add your testimonials, the more robust your website is going to be. And the more personalized it'll be. Any questions about the
Yeah,
website?
no, well, could you go back to see how you did the Facebook thing?
Oh yeah, your username?
Yeah.
Sure. All right, so we're gonna hop onto Facebook. And then you're gonna go to your pages. And I'm doing that by clicking over here. I'm sure there's a ton of different ways. You can come down here to your shortcuts or whatever. And then you're gonna click on your page that you want to manage. And it's right here. So mine is set. If you haven't set this, Facebook is basically going to prompt you to do that. If you haven't set it, and you're going to have to forgive me for this. Facebook is always changing stuff around. Let's see where we're gonna do that. I'm gonna scroll down to the left and click settings at the very bottom. Page. We're gonna go to page info, and it's right here, username. Facebook does not recommend changing this a whole lot, so be really concise with it, be very clear with it, and then they have to approve it. So once you set this, it may take a couple hours for them to approve it and for that change to take place. The nice thing about the username, since we're here, it allows you to do this right here. So basically, if you want to tell someone to go to your Facebook, it will just be facebook.com/that username. So you can put that on your business cards or wherever you want to put that. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Any more questions about the website before I stop the recording?